Good morning and welcome back to Fun Fresh Footy, the podcast with terrible tips and great yarns. I am Ashley Krebit and joined as always, my good Maxwell friend, Peta Salter. How are you, my dear friend?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, look, I'm good. I'm alive and well. Sorry, my nose is really itchy. I'm literally off the back of a work bend, so my apologies if I'm lacking a bit of pep in my step this morning. However, we do have something for that. This show is brought to you each and every week by our good friends at Dr. V Natural Energy. So, home of the natural energy drink. It's got 50% less sugar, jam-packed with lots of lovely berries, sea buckthorn berry, pine needles. We've got the Bender Mender Brainstorm, which is I'm drinking at the moment, help me keeping sharp, Karma, and the Siberian Rush. To purchase some of these great products, you head over to drv.com.au, punch in the code FFF, and you'll get 25% off. How does that sound, Pete?
That sounds phenomenal.
It does sound phenomenal. So head over to their website, check them out, use our discount code and save yourself some cash and be better.
Be better.
Alrighty, Petey. I just want to kick things off by saying this is our 40th episode.
Is it? Fucking hell.
This is number 40. Now, beg my pardon. I'm not in my normal studio, so I haven't set up microphones or anything. So I can't do the clapping button. So apologies for the change in studio again. But yes, this is episode 40, which I think is a massive accomplishment for us, considering we're the most unorganized. Well, I'm the most unorganized person in the world. And
too.
You've also been away. Another thing I wanted to mention was I did a look at our back catalogue, and I think this is our 15th or our 16th Zoom episode, not including our Macksville one, but yeah, it'll be about 16 or 15 in a row that we've done over Zoom.
Period pain.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Yes, it has been a period pain, but you know what? We have, sorry, excuse that dog that's barking next door, but we have gone the big lift and
continued bringing content despite being separated.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I just couldn't put my finger on it. But yeah, like we've made, I don't know, we were presented with a problem or a puzzle, I guess this is, and we've just figured it out. And here we are, 40 episodes deep, ripping and tearing, waking up early.
Hopefully that will all be over soon though. This is my last weekend in Macksville, so.
Well, that's what I wanted to confirm. Could we potentially be doing another F to F next week?
I think we could be doing an F to F, FFF.
Oh. F to F, FFF. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. The girls are back. How exciting.
I can't wait. I was just saying to Kreb, like I listened back to ours and I was like, the one we did in person, I was like, oh, that sounds so much better. So as great as all the episodes are, I think you just wait around and get excited for these ones that are coming F to F.
The F to F, triple F is going to be phenomenal. It's going to be a game changer, guys. And I don't know who I was saying this to the other day, but I'm like, it's so much easier to interrupt each other in person.
Yeah, I know.
Zoom is very hard and clunky, and it's like, oh, what'd you say? Oh, sorry. And also, we won't have to worry about fucking microphones connecting up to computers and stuff. We just press a button, let it flow, and then upload it, and then walk away, go to the pub.
Yes.
Petey, you've had a big week. Now tell me about your week. Enlighten.
I have had a big week. So it was my last week of placement with this week, which is pretty exciting, but I actually got in there on the Tuesday and got halfway through the day and they were like, it's closing for COVID. I was like, what the hell? That's intense. Anyway, whoever had it wasn't there when I was there. So I wasn't like a close contact, but I was like, I'll go get a test anyway. Anyway, they never opened again. Like I just had the Wednesday off, worked from home, Thursday off, did a little bit of report writing and editing, and then they were like, well, you're all done.
How good.
So good. It was like a bit of a like anticlimactic finish to 8 weeks, but I was like, I'm so fine with that.
But are you surprised? Are you surprised that that's how, after this whole year and COVID coming back again, and like when you'd messaged me and said that there was COVID in the school, I was like, of course there is. Of course.
I was like, oh, to be honest, I was like, thank gosh it was not until the last week. Like, you know, there was no way it was going to stop me finishing or anything. It was just kind of like a bit of a hiccup. I was like, if this was halfway through, it would have been like way more of a panic.
No, pardon me. That was so lucky. You've actually been pretty lucky with it, because didn't you? Oh no, it was your Maitland Hospital one that started. It ended up starting a little bit later than scheduled.
Well, it started like a week later, but then halfway through that one, COVID hit us as well. And then we had 4 people on, and they cut 2 of them off and made them redo their whole placement. And me and one other girl got to stay and do ours. So I have been lucky.
That's right. Yeah, you've been very lucky, actually.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, and heaps of people's placements have been cancelled or like put online and stuff. Like there was one of the girls I used to do placement with, and I was like having a yarn to her, and she was like, yeah, I got to do 1 session in 8 weeks, 1 session with a person. And I was like, are you kidding me?
And that like, you are all 4th years or whatever, ready to be shit.
Yeah. I was like, true. Well, that's like a shit experience. She had to spend her whole time making promotional videos for this company.
Oh, I would have liked that.
Yeah, but I mean, like, not the greatest experience. But yeah, other than that, when I went to the pub Thursday arvo to have a few schooners to celebrate, and then last night had a few more beers with Dad just on the lounge and had a few punts. But Mum had a Christmas party, and I just tinkled off to bed and was laying down. I hear a little chitter chatter of Mum's voice, and I'm like, oh, Mum just must be home. And then Dad comes and he goes, well, it's lucky you just cleaned up. Mum's bringing the staff party here. And I was like, oh, there you go. Anyways.
I wonder now we know where Peter gets it from.
Well, no, this is like very unlike Mum. So we were like, yeah, go for your life. But anyway, went out and said hello, then went straight back to bed. And then like 2 hours later, a couple of fans that were at the house came in and like woke me up. We're like, oh, get out of here. Frankie's going off ahead. I reckon she would have been barking for like 2 minutes. Because you know when you can like, you sort of, it finally wakes you up and you're like, I think that noise has been going on for ages. Do you ever have that? Like she was going off her head because they're like in my room like, Peter. Anyway, it took me ages to wake up, and then subsequently took me ages to fall asleep after that as well.
Oh, that's the worst. That's the worst. But you're probably in such like a deep sleep as well. And you were drinking, I'm guessing, so.
I was in a deep sleep. I thought it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I was like, I felt like I'd been asleep for ages, and I looked at the time, it's like 10 to 12. But yeah.
I can't say that I've ever like had a dog continuously bark to wake me up. My old dogs used to just go. I'd be like, oh, there's someone here. So.
Well, she was like just trying to attack the people pretty much that were coming in. But yeah, other than that, I'm on the day of the piss and punt today. Our girls, the Wallhope Thunder, are also playing in the footy today, so it'll be good to see how they go. And
are they on Clutch? Do we know?
They will be on Clutch, yeah.
Oh, there you go, guys. Head to clutch.com.au. I think it's about $4 for a day pass. Jump on the Wallhope Thunder. I know they're missing their 2 best stars, but look,
they're missing the Queens of Warhope, but they're still done side.
There's still plenty of princesses there that should be able to get the job done. They can rip and tear them girls. So good luck to the Warhope fucking Thunder. Boom. Petey, so I just had another question. When are you so you're done uni on your birthday, basically, is that right?
Yeah.
So, but is everything pretty much wrapped up?
Pretty much. Like I've got like a big assignment to hand in, and I've got to study for the thing that's on my birthday. Like that'll be pretty hectic,
Visor or whatever.
Viva, yeah.
Viva. All right. Well, I've got a little speech pathology quiz that I wanted to test to see if you're ready to take on.
Well,
and if you fail, I'll edit it out. So.
Oh, that's so funny. This would be good prep for my Viva.
If there's no, and look, I might not even be able to fucking pronounce half these words. All right.
I'm nervous.
I'm nervous because I'm not going to be able to pronounce them. So look, if you are struggling with the answers, they're all multiple choice, so I'll just rattle some off. Oh. Okay, but I feel like you'll be fine. What is the proper term for disorder swallowing?
Dysphagia.
Ding. Correct. Alrighty, next. What does SLP stand for?
Speech language pathologist. It does.
I don't know. Well, wait. Oh, wait. Yeah, sorry. I was looking at the answer. I thought.
I was like, I swear that it is right.
No, sorry. I'm looking at the red one, and that's what I'd picked.
Oh.
Great. Yeah, sorry. Ding again. Oh, sorry. This has gone terribly wrong. All right. True or false, Petey? All of the following may be signs of aspiration, penetration, coughing, choking, gurgly voice, sneezing, burping, watery eyes, runny nose, and vomiting.
True.
Ding. 3 from 3. All right, last one. True or false? What was that first? What was the first answer that I said?
From the first question?
Yeah, aphasia.
Dysphagia? Or there's also aphasia?
Yeah, aphasia is a speech disorder. True or false?
True. Oh, no, it's language. So
what do you want to lock in?
False.
Ding, 4 from 4. Congratulations. So anyway,
thank God.
Sorry, I've got sweaty hands now.
I'm like panicked about that, but like, okay, that went better than I thought.
Yeah, you did extremely well. So I am more than confident that you're going to go into the big wide speech pathology world. I was like, what was that SLP one again? I've already forgotten. This is why I didn't go to uni. I think you're going to be fine. And look, if you need help practicing or role playing or whatever with Viva, I'm your girl. I got you.
Thank you. That's given me a nice little confidence boost.
Sorry, I didn't want to give you anxiety or fucking send you.
No, it's good. It's given me a bit of confidence.
Yeah, I think you're.
How has your week been? It's just work, or what's happening? Did you freaking die in the smelter yesterday? Were you there? That's been so hot.
Yeah, so it's been very warm, like not warm, like muggy. And I think we spoke about this the other day. Like, muggy is not our friend. Either be fucking 40 degrees and dry, or rain. The mug, you just walk in at like 6 o'clock and it's like sweat dripping down your back and chest. But after having a week off due to my chest is feeling better. Like I passed my medical at work, so I was all good to rip and tear. Yeah, it's just like it just aches a little bit after certain things, but
yeah,
it was nice to be back contributing to society at the smelter and getting it done. And yeah, I really haven't done a great deal, to be honest. I've been at work all week. And now it's the weekend. I finished this morning, had a quick power nap.
Yeah, sorry, I've made you have like a very quick power nap because I'm like, Netta and Pa will be here at like 11.
It's all right. We'll rip through this. But I did get an early mark this morning, so I did come home and catch some Z's a little bit earlier than usual. But no, that's nothing exciting to report on. So hopefully I have a fun weekend. I think it's meant to be super wet here all weekend. So
well, I think it's meant to rain here from like 1, but it's actually like the hottest, most muggiest day. I went for a walk this morning and I was like sweaty and yuck.
Yeah, well, I've been from here to my fridge, so I can't comment on the weather outside. But you know what we should comment on?
What's that?
Some notable mentions. Sorry. Fucking
better bring up some notable mentions.
There we go. And I'm not even going to voice that over because that was fantastic, Peter. Last notable mentions over Zoom. They're always the last thing I put in, and I can never find them there. Look, I'll quickly skim through mine. I actually have a few, but like some of them we don't need to go into too much detail. Sorry. Now in as the name suggests, Fun Fresh Footy, we're a dribbly podcast, but we're also very much a rugby league podcast. And in rugby league sense, there has been a lot going on in rugby league over the last week.
It's big.
Since we recorded last week, which was like a Thursday or a Friday, there has been a lot of shit happening, which is fantastic because we've got stuff to talk about. And
We love
it just
it.
makes fun for our off season. All right, first one. Felice Kafusi from the Melbourne Storm has signed with the Redcliffe Dolphins from 2023.
Yes, I've seen this, which is good that they've got someone signed on.
Yeah, so that was their first, I think that was their actual first signing, which now it just.
But at the same time, at the same time, he doesn't like. He's good, but he doesn't strike me as a player that's like, oh fuck, Felice is playing for the Dolphins. Yeah. I've got to get there. Like,
yeah, no.
So
he's not like, that marquee big player that we've been talking
and
about.
I just like it. Just concerns me a little bit. Like, I mean, good on him for having the balls to be the first one to just be like, nah, fuck it, I'll go. But it's concerning to me that they haven't signed anyone, like, because most of the off contract big dogs are signed.
Well, when you look at how many people have already signed for 2023, like already, and we're not even in January yet. That was another thing. It's December, Petey. I can't believe that.
I know.
But yeah, so Felice is heading there, so it'd be interesting to see who follows, whether Ponga or Cheese. We'll get to Cheese, but yeah, congratulations. Joey Manu, our favourite hot boy, has extended his contract with the greatest club of all, the Sydney Roosters, until 2024. Fuck everyone who said he was going elsewhere. Yous were wrong.
The amount of dribblers I had being like, you won't keep him. And I was like, actually, maybe he wants to win Prems and be a part of a great club and something that's bigger than himself rather than get heaps of money.
And live in Bondi and be hot.
And live in,
Yeah, if I could live in Bondi, I would too. And you know what? We've also touched on how Trent Robinson, our favourite coach, he also has a little bit of a way with his words. He looks after the boys. Why would you want to go elsewhere when you've got like a fatherly figure who's going to make you feel safe, warm and cozy?
Exactly.
We're not going to, we don't need to go into that too much, but I'm stoked. You're stoked. My mum's
so stoked.
The fucking hot boy of the podcast. I had here, did you see on Instagram the other day where Nico Hines had to come out and clarify that he wasn't gay with his best mate?
Yes.
I just thought that there wasn't really that much to it. I just thought that was worth mentioning because that was an absolute giggle.
I thought it was funny because I know like they posted it, like someone posted it in the Punters and Dribblers page, and like all the comments were pretty true. It's like, you probably didn't have to do this. Like, you know, like the rumors would have just fizzled out themselves, like without you having to confront it. But
I think I saw on the YKTR page, they were talking about, because when he came out and made that post, and at the very end it had, and for context, he had a photo with his best mate and they were kind of like leaning in and everyone just assumed that he was coming out. But anyway, he's put this post up clarifying that he's not gay or whatever. And then at the end, it's like, just to clarify, I'm very much into girls. And the YKTR boys are like, yeah, that's a smooth way to try and get chicks.
Yeah, that little winky face at the end.
So I was like, yeah, Nico, he'll be ripping and tearing down in the Shire. So I'm sure he'll have no problems.
You know what? I feel like he is going to suit that so much more. The like beachy sort of thing. He'll be able to pull.
He's got beach written all over him.
Yeah. Melbourne, no thanks.
Nah. And look, nice sky blue over the purple. Easy.
Sharks do have a nice jersey.
That's why they're our third favourite team. Second favourite team. Equal second, third. Another Rooster shout out. I don't know whether you saw this. I feel like I send you pretty much every piece of dribbly information I see. James Tedesco proposes to his girlfriend, Maria Glizelis. Yeah, my apologies if I butchered your surname. She's a very beautiful young
Mate,
lady.
she is a honey.
She's an absolute stunner. So absolutely no surprise there that Teddy, the captain of our great club and state, has snagged himself a winner. But yeah, congratulations, guys. That's beautiful
congrats.
to see.
I know like all the footy players have honeys, but like she is
she's a glamour.
honey. Like she's like
she is a
so
fucking
hot.
glamour.
Yeah,
but like James is also like,
he's also like the greatest football player in the game at the moment. So like,
it kind of makes sense.
It does make sense.
Last two. All right, these are non-football related now. So I've just put here that I watched the movie P.S. I Love You last weekend, and I haven't cried that much watching a movie in so long. And I don't know whether I needed like a good clean out or something, and I watched it with someone else as well, which kind of like was super embarrassing and just sort of welled up my anxiety because I'm like had my hat over my face, like bawling into my fucking hat. But I wanted to know if there was any movies that sort of got your fucking the waterworks streaming, the taps running.
So many. I cry in so many movies. I never used to. I was never a big crier in movies. Now, like someone just says something nice about the other person, and I'm like, oh.
You cried in the
think what the last
movie
I cried in. I'm trying to think about what the last movie I would have cried in was, but even ones that aren't even like sad movies. Like I was saying the other day, we were talking about sports movies, and I was like, I remember like bawling in Southpaw. His hoss got me all upset. I don't know what it is. Like I just get teary as things like I'm like, oh, that's so nice. I'm a sook.
Yeah, well, look, I'm a friggin' sook too, but like her husband had died from a tumor and was leaving a letter, so I guess it was.
That's pretty.
I don't know.
I've cried at Geordie Shore before.
Oh wow. Well, off the topic of rom-coms, now this we'll just move away from this.
I did get a bit teary in Love Island a few times.
Oh god. Oh dear.
I'm terrible, honestly.
Yeah, look, do you know what? It's the fact that I've had 3 hours sleep and half a brainstorm. I reckon I'll cry if I can editing this podcast later. We'll say something nice to each other and I'll start crying. Something else that has us on the verge of tears. COVID is back. Yes. Omicron is the new variant from Africa, and it's just in time for Christmas, baby. Welcome back.
As we were talking about this through the week, and we were like, clearly COVID is a party girl, and she was like, oh no, you're not having the silly season without me. I'm joining in. And then you were saying to me, she's kind of like the person at the Christmas party that gets way too drunk and like just annoys everyone and like won't shut the fuck up. And I was like, that is exactly what she's like.
She is a see you next Tuesday. She's also a period pain.
She's a Marge.
She's a fucking Marge. That's exactly right. But like you said, she's been here for summer. She's been here for winter. She came for the season of autumn. And my God, she was fizzling out in spring. But then that's right. She goes, oh, there's one more season that I haven't been a part of, and that's silly. And I'll be joining. And I'll be drinking as much as I can while the bar tab's open. And I'm going to say inappropriate things. And I'm going to flirt with your boyfriend.
Stupid Marge.
Yeah, so that's what we should have called COVID, just Marge, the Marge virus.
Literally. It's not too late. She's probably hanging around for a while. Look, honestly, as long as she doesn't come to my specific Christmas outings, I'm okay.
Or your birthday outing, which is technically a Christmas party anyway.
Yeah. I just class everything in silly season as like Christmas stuff.
I will be there when I can to rip and tear with you. All right, Petey, what have you got on your iPhone?
Well, now I'm like, I don't know if we're talking, I don't know, how much of cheese have we talked about on this podcast?
You know what? I was actually meant to bring it up at the end of mine, but it's slipped out of my head.
Well, that's all right. We'll go straight into it now. Because I had here, and I was like, I thought we might have mentioned it, but just the fact that he went and played golf and that, but I put that with Orbo and Friend and Jared Warrior-Hargreaves. I had that on the top, but then now I'm like, well, that's old news because the whole podcast has come out where he said everything.
Nah, so the podcast came out on Sunday on the YKTR page. You definitely told me about him playing golf with Orbo and...
But not on the podcast.
No, I think you just messaged me to say that. But yeah, Cheeses jumped on the YKTR podcast with Isaac John, who we interviewed as well, and basically gave a rundown of all the whining and dining and conversations with clubs he could potentially sign for in 2023. So there was the Dolphins, Titans, Roosters. I think they were the ones that he went and saw. And then apparently Para and Penrith also made offers, but now Penrith have come out saying, no, they haven't. But basically from the conversation, without basically going through the whole podcast, it sounded like he was signing with the Roosters from 2023.
Can't blame him.
Yeah, I can't blame him either. And purely from a Roosters bias perspective, and I do love Cheese, but I love the club, I was like, holy fuck. I was messaging you and being
the
like...
best interview to listen to. I know.
Yeah.
I was saying that to Dad. I was like, you would love it. It's like such pro-Chook rhetoric. Like it's all about the Chooks and you're just like how good it is and how good they are to their players and rah rah. And I was like, this makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. I loved it.
This will be the bit where I start crying. I'm like, and he's like, I'm gonna cry listening to Mitchell Orbison speak, the greatest utility of all time. I would cry. Prem in that jersey, and I was like, oh my god, he's fucking coming to us. He's gonna fucking play for us.
And then he's fully like, I've made up my mind. I'm like, anyway, I actually think there was like so much fuss made over something that was like genuinely just such a good interview, like an honest, like hectic interview. Like I know that there's some things he probably went about the wrong way, but like, fuck it. Like I feel like the media get to pick and choose and speculate on whatever he's doing and be like, oh, he's doing this, he's shaking hands with this person, this is what's happening. And the second he takes control of it and it's like, well, this is actually what I did. I saw these people, I saw these people, I saw these people, this is how they did it, blah, blah, blah. Then everyone's like, he was swearing too much. I'm like, oh God, don't listen to this podcast.
Oh no, definitely. Like, yeah, we'd be banned. Dean Ritchie would have a stroke if he fucking listened to me speak. Pretty much since Melbourne won the 2020 grand final, Cheese has sort of cemented himself as this like character in the game that we all love. Like he's such a larrikin and he's down to earth, and it's just everyone wants to see it, and that's why we all love him. So he's been in the headlights since the 2020 premiership was won. He's basically become the face of rugby league almost. And yes, he's had his off-field scandal, the white powder on Mad Monday or whatever. So he's in headlines for that. He is off contract. I don't personally see an issue with him shopping around. I mean, Viliami Kikau
just had a picture release of him in the jersey.
Exactly. So I guess that's almost just as bad as coming out saying you want to win a Roosters premiership. I agree.
But you know what? Let's just take a step back and think about the fact that this man's just spent like what I can only imagine is one of the greatest days of his life playing golf with 3 Roosters legends. And then he's been taken in the back of the Leeds club and been given it like this most emotional speech by the greatest utility in the game ever.
I'm crying thinking about
it. And then he's gone and made pizzas at Robbo's house. Like, of course he's overwhelmed with emotion. Of course he's going to come out and say he wants to win a prem in that jersey. Like he probably wasn't like, he would have just been so filled with like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, he was just so overwhelmed by Rooster. And to be honest, he's probably saying everything
out of his mouth.
Yeah, he's probably saying anything and everything right now to make sure that Trent takes him in, keeps him safe, He's like, look, I've seen what this guy can do. If Joey Manu wants to stay here and not take $1 million and cross to New Zealand, he's like, I need to get into that man's arms.
Yes.
Without it sounding weird.
He'd give out hugs.
I'd take a hug from him.
Same.
I'd take a hug from anyone from that club, to be honest.
Yeah.
I can sort of understand where the Storm might be a little bit, well, they definitely were upset with his choice of wordings. I mean, if Teddy had come out and said he wants to win a Storm grand final, I'd probably be like, what the fuck? He wouldn't say that because he's going to be a chook for life. And that's the thing. These players come to the Roosters and they do not leave. They do not want to take more money. They take unders. They're never in the fucking headlines. We're never in the headlines. That'll be interesting if he does come here and like how he plays out.
It'll be interesting. It's sort of funny because I think that they all do like yip and yahoo, but they just are like, no, they have that like thought in their head to be like, don't do it for everyone filming you.
Actually, well, like another one of our favorite hot boys, Scallywag Victor the Inflictor. He's probably the only one I can think of that sort of gets a little bit.
Yeah, the whole like flight thing. Imagine those two wrecking balls on the field together, just like absolutely killing people.
Oh, don't.
Dude, speaking of actually, Cheese most likely coming to the Chooks. Apparently, Para are now looking at just having a little clip at Verrills.
I know, which. I mean, look, I'm sad. I really like Sam Verrills.
Me too.
I really like Sam Verrills. I think we've been big fans of him since he's come onto the scene. And like he had big boots to fill replacing Jake Friend, but fucking great player, great young player, heaps of potential. Obviously the first try scorer in our 2019 grand final. And it'll be sad to see him go, but yeah, he definitely is worthy of a starting spot. I just don't know.
He is. Like he's good enough looking to be on the starting side somewhere, but then at the same time, if Cheese comes, you're like, he has to have that starting spot.
Cheese will get it.
And it's not like he can play lock because we've got like one of the greatest locks in our team as well.
The hottest lock as well. Do you think that like, because obviously Brandon Smith has pissed everyone at Melbourne off, do you reckon he will be coming off the bench for the next 12 months?
Well, I have seen so many articles, but then when I actually read them, they're just like have no substance to them. But all these articles about like, oh, Melbourne Storm might be sacking him effective immediately. And then I saw another one this morning. I didn't read it though. And it was like, oh, Storm are trying to do a trade with the Tigers for Stefano Uto Ikamanu and Cheese for the season. Really? That's what it said. I didn't read the article. That's what it said. And I was just like, yeah. But that'd be interesting. I mean, yeah. Like who? Yeah.
Well, they've got Harry Grant. So I was like, do they just let him start? And because who was the other fella that played lock the Storm? Was it Finucane that's gone to Cronulla?
Yeah, Finucane's gone to Cronulla.
I have no idea what position he plays. For some reason,
I think normally prop.
Prop, maybe. Yeah, he's a freaking huge unit.
He is. He'll be good to have at
Cronulla.
Sharkies.
Yeah, but yeah. I think they're gonna have a good team.
I also felt too like the papers, like because obviously Dad reads the newspaper and he'll be like, "Oh, look at this comment or whatever that from the interview that Cheese had," and it was like just such like so taken out of context. Everything he said was like framed as worse as it could be, and I was like, I was like, Dad, go and watch the interview. What you'll know that did not sound that bad.
The interview was so good because it was just like a casual conversation, and I'll speak for myself. I personally love watching podcasts on YouTube and stuff. Like, I don't know, I just like watching people have conversations. But like, it was such a laid back, easygoing conversation. I didn't think there was anything malice or disgusting or whatever, to be honest.
And he still spoke really highly of the Storm.
Yeah, and he actually spoke like quite professional throughout it. Yes, he said F and C a few times, We've probably said it just as many in the first fucking 30 minutes of this. See, I just said it then without even thinking. But yeah, the fact that that journalist got on and counted how many times he said it, and now they're looking to fine him $10,000. It's just like, ooh, bruh, get
A little
over
bit
it.
much.
But anyway, hopefully it comes out soon that he's coming to us and represent, bruh.
We'd love to have you.
else
My
you
other
got?
one I had that Darcy Lussick is now in to fight Gal instead of Aloye. Which would be interesting because obviously Lussick can throw hands.
Lussick can throw hands, and I think he fought Joe. Who was that chirpy Queensland winger or centre? Justin Hodges?
Oh yeah.
Fought him in like an NRL card thing and absolutely smoked him. So
Yeah, well, their dad's a boxing coach.
yeah, so good fighter. Good fighter.
Yeah, but the only thing I'm worried about is that like he gets like zero prep because it's like really specific how they train for a fight.
Yeah,
and like what
massive,
they lead up to.
They're like nearly 2 or 3 month camps or something that they
and it's quite specific
into.
what they do. So I'm like, Gal's got all this training, whereas he's just come in being like, yeah, fuck it, I'll fight in 3 weeks time. Like,
and to be honest, we probably shouldn't discount Gal either because Gal obviously still a good fighter as well.
Yeah, and he can cop so many hits.
I know. Well, we've seen that through all those State of Origin series. When is that fight, by the way? I have a feeling
it's the 21st/22nd of December. So I don't know which night's what.
21st/20. That is fantastic because I'm off, and the 21st is my work Christmas party. So I feel like me and the boys, a few sherbets, and watch the Biffs.
That will be so good. And then I don't know if I said it last week, but his little brother Freddie Lussick from the Chookies is fighting on the same card against Taylor May.
Yeah, I don't know whether we spoke about that, but I definitely did see that. And Freddie Lussick of Bad Boy, he's a bit of a bad boy, isn't he?
Oh.
Did he do something? I don't know. He got loaned to.
Oh, I think we were spreading that.
Oh yeah,
I don't think that was like confirmed. We just said, oh, so they probably don't like him if they had him on loan, even though we were like down to 0 players, and we're still just like, nah, don't want him back.
That makes heaps of sense, actually. Yeah, so we'll continue that rumor. So spread
that. But still, hope he gets the win because he's a chook.
Yeah, fucking oath. Go, Fred.
I also have obviously Alex Carey has been confirmed as the one coming in to replace Tim Payne in the Ashes, which would be interesting.
As our wiki, I don't really know much about him. People speak highly of him, but so
yeah, like I think I'd prefer to have Tim Payne, but if he's not in the right headspace, I feel like Alex Carey will do a job.
Yeah, well, good on him. Congratulations on your baggy green, and I can't wait. Hopefully, like this rain and La Nina or whatever her name is, another Marge. Hopefully she fucks off so this Ashes series can get underway.
That's this week.
It is. Have we told everyone that we're going to the Ashes?
Yes, we definitely have 1,000 times.
No, I know. Yeah, we're going to the Ashes, everyone. There is there like up in arms or whatever that it might not be going on in Perth because of their border restrictions or something?
Yeah, there is something like that. They're being Marges over there. So I'm not really sure, but like, sure, they'll just move it to like SCG or somewhere.
Fucking oath. But anyway, yes, when's that? The 8th or something?
The 8th it starts, which is so exciting. That's up in Brizzy, but
yeah, I cannot wait.
Mate.
Go away,
Rain. Is that when? What's the day? Oh, that's Tuesday, is it?
Let me get my trusty calendar out. The 8th is a Wednesday. I'm on day
Wednesday. Beautiful. I'm hopefully be doing nothing and I'll be watching it. Hopefully someone's like at home and I can duck over and use their TV.
I was just about to say, I don't live in Merriweather anymore. You can't just like come let yourself in and use my free-to-air TV.
I know. I mean, I have a TV in my bedroom now, so I should be able to just watch it on that. But
we'll figure it out.
It's a long day when you're like, it's a long day to lay in bed and then sleep in bed.
Yeah, you like to sort of get around and
Yeah, you know, like to be out of bed for some of the day.
well, coming from my like little chest thing where I like literally laid
From
horizontal
your
for a
bed
week.
sores stint.
Well, I was. It was a bed sore bender. Well, I actually let me preface it. I did not get bed sores, but oh my god, I like completely cooked my lower back because all I did was like lay horizontal for like 4 days straight on
Yeah, it's
painkillers.
not good for you.
Fucking yeah, I was like whacked off my face on Penadine Fort and then laying horizontal, not moving. I was like, wow, I think I've actually done more damage.
It's cooked day, like, and then you go to sleep, and you're like, ugh.
I've been here all day.
And you're
I
like,
don't want-
and you're also just like, oh, I'll go have a shower, and you're like, just to get back into my pajamas.
It's a vicious old cycle, but yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, watch the cricket in the lounge room.
Nah, I'd rather not.
Get your lappy and go outside.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout. I also have that the Tigers have signed Appy Coruscant.
Yes, that was I think that's great. So that's another one, but from 2023. So
2023, yeah.
yeah, 2023 is going to be a big, big, big year, everyone.
A lot of movement.
So much movement. But yes, that's good for the Tigers, I should say. Well, I don't know whether it's the best move for Appy. However, good friend of the show, Brooke Walklate, did send me a message yesterday to let me know that Appy's coming, and
she said the same thing to me, and I had to fight the urge to send back and say, oh, that's nice that someone's agreed to come to the Tigers.
Yeah, I decided to not go down the fuckwit route, and I was just like, yeah
same.
like that's mad. I was like, how good is that?
Yeah.
All she did was like my message, but so I'm like, I wish I was an arsehole back.
Yeah, same.
So thanks, Brooke. But yeah, good work, Appy, and good work to the Tigers, my least favourite team, on actually making a good signing. Because yeah, apart from his little rat bag behaviour earlier on with his sexting or whatever, great hooker.
He is a great hooker. And not going to the Dogs.
I was just about to say, and he's not going to the Bulldogs. Yep. Sorry about that.
My only other one, and it's like these are kind of all over the place, but I found out this morning, Tavita Pengai Jr. is also fighting in that NRL card now.
Oh, who again?
Someone Cecil, apparently an ex-Q Cup player. I was like, okay. Boring. But they're like heavyweight. It's a heavyweight fight, so that's kind of cool.
Could you imagine getting chinned by him?
No,
neither could I, but like I don't want to.
I had a weird feeling I was going to get like hit this morning. I don't know why. Like there was just like etch people when I went for my walk, and I just had like a weird, when you get like a vibe that something bad's going to happen. I was like having that.
I wouldn't even put that and vibe in the same sentence. Vibe I take as like being something fun and fresh and sexy.
Yeah, but I was just getting like a bad vibe.
An inkling bad vibe. Yeah, I'm glad you didn't.
Well, that's the thing. Anyway, there was like, I got past the first sketchy person. I was like, righto, one person down, didn't get mugged. Just kept going. But then the amount of stray dogs I saw this morning, and I like was just like, oh, and they're big fucking like chunky pit bull dogs. There was like 4 that I passed just like wandering around with no owner, just chilling. Some of them had collars on, so I'm like, they must live somewhere. Anyway, I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do. So I'm just like, before I was like, Frankie will probably bark at him, and then they'll like run at me and like maul us both. Ugh. So I just like picked Frankie up and like walked past them whenever I had to pass them. Like, I was like, I'm not letting you start a fight on me, Frankie.
I'm not breaking up a fight between you and some fucking stray pit bull.
Yeah.
Me getting attacked while you run away. Oh.
Yeah.
Frankie and her big mouth.
She literally would. She'd be like yapping, thinking like, I can outrun this little thing, and it'd probably like fucking snap her. Or it'd just be like, I can't catch her, so it'll run at me and just be like...
I was about to say, and then it like turns and looks you dead in the eye. It's like, you're next.
Mate, I would not stand a chance against a big pity.
Oh, not on a muggy Saturday morning too. Like you're already sweating,
Oh,
and then you
I was
come.
so sweaty.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. But I was just thinking, like, that would have really
That would have
popped
wrecked
it
the
off.
piss and punt. Getting attacked
It
by
would have.
stray dogs.
It would have. Actually, that was when I first got the bad vibe. I was thinking, like, oh God, if it does happen, please don't, like, give me a concussion or something. So I could still go to the pub. I was like, I could deal with, like, a black eye or, like, a split lip or something. But I was like, a concussion, I probably wouldn't be able to drink because of my history.
Can I ask a question? Have you been mugged in Macksville before or something?
No, I haven't. I haven't been mugged in my life.
Is there like a history of people being mugged in Macksville or being given split lips and black eyes?
There's some pretty sketchy people that live here.
Yeah, just don't make eye contact with them. Just head down.
Yeah.
See you later.
Yeah, that's normally my go. But anyway, it was all's well that ends well. Actually, the only thing I did get fucking mugged by was a plague of mozzies. And they were only biting the back of my neck, and I had all these bites here, and I was like, fuck, these are like actually hurting so bad. I'm like scratching away.
Was that down near like the river or something? Or?
Yeah, I walk along the river.
Oh, mozzies just love rivers. I don't know what it is. We've got a river in Maitland and they just love it. But shout out the mozzies for being fucking Marges too.
No.
What else you got, or is that it?
That's it from me.
That's it from you. Well, we better come on. All right, there will be a sound that comes over that, so you won't actually hear me singing that. Maybe we'll see. Just depends. So Star and Marge, brought to us every week by Rihanna. Standing under my umbrella, Ella. Star is someone good from our week. It can be from the sport of rugby league or just in our everyday lives. And a Marge, bit of a dickhead, someone we don't like, someone we're not having a bar of this week. Petey, do me the honours. Who is your star?
My star this week is finishing placement. I think that one's just... Also, Pa going the big lift and driving to Maxwell for a piss and punt's pretty good.
Fuck yeah, Pa. This placement has been the longest thing ever.
Well, it has been long, especially because I had to come 2 weeks early to quarantine.
You did have to quarro, which was shit. Again, COVID. But yeah, that's what I like. When I looked back the other day to see how many Zoom podcasts we've done, I was like, well, COVID sort of hit, so we had to do a couple when you were still in Newcastle.
Yeah.
I'm like, bruh, you've also been gone for 10 fucking weeks.
Yeah.
Come home already. Let's get this silly season rolling.
When it got shut down for COVID this week, my placement coordinator's like, oh my goodness, how ironic would it have been if you had to end up doing like a 2-week isolation period at the end of your placement as well? I was like, don't even say that.
Don't even joke about that. She's getting my Marge now. Fuck her.
Nah, she's great.
Oh, no, don't. I will cry. I'm on the verge of tears.
Who's your star?
I've actually done a self-star. A double self-star to yourself and myself. For going the big lift for 15 podcasts in a row, smashing out this podcast over Zoom. Like we said, it is the only way to describe doing a podcast over Zoom is it's like a period pain.
It's like we've had our period for 15 weeks.
Oh, it's having your period for 15 weeks. That's exactly what this podcast has been like. Not that I haven't enjoyed it. It's
still been great.
It's been fantastic. It's been the best.
But at the end of the day, if you actually were going to have your period for 15 weeks, you'd be drained by the end of it. And I think that's what we're getting to. And we need to be back in person to sort of again.
We need to be back in the studio. I don't know what that studio looks like, but we need to be back in the studio together, bouncing off each other, sitting there with our mics, with our headphones on, looking the part and not being over here trying to fucking figure out if our microphones are working or not. And am I recording this to the cloud or the computer? Which is like a little panic every week. But anyway, we are the stars. Congratulations. Also, 40 episodes in. We talked about this podcast for probably 12 months before we did it. And
yeah,
for us to actually sit here and record 40 episodes and have a few people that listen, 11 people, maybe more, maybe
someone
less.
at the pub that was like an old teacher from my school said, I've been listening to your podcast. Thank you.
Bless. God love them.
It's such like random people that pop out of the woodworks that say they listen. I'm like, that means so much.
I know. Actually, shout out to the couple of people that sent through their Spotify Wrapped, and it had Fun Fresh and Footy in their top list for the podcast. That was very humbling.
It was. I know. I was like, that's nice.
I didn't even when everyone was putting their shit up, and I didn't even think about Fun Fresh and Footy, and then a couple of people had popped up, and Coke versus Pepsi Max girl, Kate, we were number 5 on her list, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So thanks guys for listening. You make it worth it. Worth having a period for 15 weeks.
Yeah, mate, we need something to help.
Who's your Marge for the week?
Well, my Marge is going to be, I've got a slash today. I'm going to give it to the mozzies that bit the back of my neck all walk this morning. But also the other, they're probably the main one, because the other one, I was going to say, like, I was on the phone for like 2 hours and 45 minutes with Centrelink yesterday, which was such a long time. But
a long time.
I at least got a result out of that. And the guy that I was working with, he was like a little bit, sounded like he didn't really know what he was doing, but he was quite friendly.
Look, if you can like, what's the word? I don't know where I'm going with this, but like, if you've got no idea, generally you should refer it to someone who does know what they're talking about.
Oh, you know what though? I'm glad that he didn't, because lately, I was on the hold for them for like an hour the day before, and for some reason, you know how my phone's just like the biggest Marge ever?
Yeah.
For some reason, it's happened 2 times in the last week. For some reason, my phone doesn't like me being transferred through to another call. So like twice in the last week, I've been transferred through to another department, and it's just like my phone just hangs up.
It's like, no.
You're done.
It goes on hold, and it's like, oh, we're done? Excellent.
Yeah. So like now I was like, when I got to that guy, if I was going to say, can I transfer you through? I would have had to be like, please don't. No. I can't. My phone won't allow it. She's a moody little Marge.
You're like, do not transfer me. Go and get that person. Bring them to your desk. We're going to have to do everything here. Like, please do not leave. Do not leave this call.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that sucks. That's a long time to be on the phone to anyone.
Yeah.
But it was all right.
I was going to say, to be fair, I had a phone call with my sister the night before, and it went for like 3 hours.
That's all right, but that's fun.
That's what I mean. It was a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah, I seem to have like, 2 or at least an hour and a half phone conversations, and time just escapes you. Time flies when you're having fun. If you're on the phone dealing with Centrelink.
Time didn't fly, and it was like a boiling hot day. I just wanted to get to the beach, and I was just like, oh God.
Marge.
Anyway, who was your Marge?
I don't know. I was racing around to do this morning and make some toast when I woke up. So I was like, I need to at least think of a star. I can't really think of a Marge. Maybe just the fact, like, I'll just go a boring one that we play all the time. I think I'll just go the weather, because I just feel like every day that I'm off, it's just gloomy, and I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit of sunshine. I'd like to go for a swim. I'd like to sunbake, but yeah, La Nina or La Nina, whatever her name is, she just putting a damper on. Yeah, La Marge. Marge is getting a real run today. taking the tough carries, Marge is. But yeah, she's just like, my tan is non-existent because she's just blocking my sunshine.
Yeah, I know. It was literally like the first sunny day in 3 weeks yesterday. And that's just depressing.
Well, shout out to the sun for coming out, but I was sleeping yesterday.
Exactly.
And I appreciate what you did for everyone. I'm glad everyone else got to enjoy you, but all you did for me was basically warm the pot line up. And yeah, I didn't really get to enjoy you at all. So hopefully I'll see you over the next couple of days. That'd be nice. It'd be good to catch up and
share
get
some
a little
stories.
bit out of you. Share some yarns and just, I don't know, I'll share yarns. You give me some vitamin D and some endorphins or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Mate, it did. I felt like a million times better just having a sunny day yesterday. Like I was like, wow, you don't realize how depressed the bad weather makes you.
Oh, fucking oath. And like the fact I've had like 3 hours sleep, I'm like, it's not going to take much for me to slip down that slope. If the sun was shining or whatever,
It's not going to take much to ruin my day.
It's not. Do you know what? I literally considered like hanging up this podcast and like going back to sleep.
Sorry, I'm making you do it early.
No, I'm up now. I've had my brainstorm. I'm going, but I don't know how productive I'll be today.
Just don't worry about it.
Nah, you know what? Usually this day's a write-off, so if it's my last day on Earth today, I'm not doing much. All right, Star and Marge. Thanks, Rihanna, for that. Really appreciate it. So we're getting towards the tail end of this 40 episode podcast, number 40. I don't know what 40 is in any other language. Did we do tips the other week? I can't remember. Any accountability tips?
I have like literally no idea.
I have no idea either. Oh, yes. Was that last week? So you had Cardinal Gem in Caulfield.
Oh yeah, that didn't get up.
Didn't get up. I had Sosie Bon, which literally just missed out by a bee's dick, in Caulfield, and Edison also, I think it fucking died in the ass too. So no luck there at all. Now you've mentioned several times today you are heading to Bonz's, is it?
Yep, down at Bonz's.
Yep, I remembered. Bonz's, my favourite pub in Macksville, to indulge in a piss and punt with your family. I'm extremely jealous. If my dad hadn't had shoulder surgery, I would encourage him to come on a piss and punt with me, but he won't be. So do you have any hot tips for the day? Is there anything we should let the listeners know? Or
look, I do have one. It's not necessarily a hot tip, but it is a horse that I back religiously. And no, that's a different one. Scout has never had a win, so it's hard to keep backing that one. But I think it'd be due eventually.
Yeah, it'd be due eventually.
No, so this one is at Pakenham. I don't know how you say that. Pakenham.
Yep.
Race 9, number 8. Now, the reason I always back this horse is because its name is literally Salt Peta.
No, number 8. Did you say 8 or 9? Oh, no.
Race 9, number 8.
I'm looking at that going, whoa, that's paying $151. Salt Peta. I love that.
So my family normally always gets on that when it's having a run.
And it's red.
Black booked.
Red's my favourite colour.
You might have that thing that I have, that synesthesia where you've seen like different letters and numbers as colours.
Maybe I do. Fuck me. All right, I've just put some money on that one straight away. We'll set a timer to that. So
I
Salt
think that
Peta,
you can't go pass up a name like that.
That is fantastic. Like I'm going to quickly do a search to see if there's any Creb Ash in here.
Well, that Ash, we tried to get on a horse Ash train on Thursday or whatever it was, and it fucking got scratched last minute.
We didn't have any luck there.
No.
I don't have any tips. I can't be bothered looking one up. I probably will have a little bit of a punt today. I'll jump on and have a little look. If we get any winners, we'll post them on the page. I'm not having much luck of late, so hopefully my luck has turned around. Also,
post
apologies.
some piss and punt content, maybe.
Yeah, fucking don't. Actually, that'll probably make me cry because I'll be jealous. We didn't put up a listener question thing because we wanted to keep this short and sharp for today. Peter has things to do.
I also just
people
forgot.
to see. Also, we forgot completely. So the listener questions will be back next week. Hopefully, we'll be in fucking person. So it'll be better. It will be better.
It'll be better.
It'll be so much better.
Don't even start me. That gets me just as excited as the nice weather has. That is such a good thought that we will be in person.
We'll be in person. Crabs will be doing this. And beers will be flowing.
Did I talk about, this is like so, but did I talk about any of the fact that I went to Port Macquarie?
No. Oh, fuck. You went away with Big P.
I'm so sorry. I said I would report back on this. It only made me think. Anyway, I will keep it short because we are at the end of this podcast. But I had one of the great weekends. The weather wasn't amazing, but it wasn't too bad. Went on beers, punning, lunches, whatever. We actually, friend of the show, Dave, was in Port, and shout out to his parents because on the Saturday night we went over to their place and they cooked us up a nice little feed.
I was so effing jealous when I saw all three of you there. I was like, oh, what a crew.
It was great. I was like, what are the chances that he would be here the weekend we're here?
I forget that he's also from Port, so
yeah. But anyway, so
mad.
Yeah, well, it was like a little pre-moving in catch up.
Did you just talk
business?
Moving in? Yeah, did you just talk business?
A little bit of business, mostly just yarns.
Mostly yarns. Crab talk.
Mostly crab talk, if I'm honest.
There's not much like else that really goes on when those people are around.
Yeah.
No, it looks mad, and that's a good little pub there on the water. There is it the Beach Hotel or something?
Yeah, the Beach House. It is a good pub.
That's it.
Expensive beers, but the food was nice. And actually, there was like a big anti-vax protest there while we had lunch there, and they stopped right out the front of the Beach House and were there for like an hour doing chants and stuff.
Oh, when is that going to stop?
I don't know. I was like, aren't we over this? And I was also like, who are you preaching to? Like, you're talking to a whole group of people that already aren't getting vaxxed. And I'm like, we're all in a pub. Like, you're not going to convince us to like unvaccinate ourselves.
That's
like,
what I mean. Can't they just like go and do it in a house or something? Or
like, what's the aim of this?
A big field? That's what I mean. Isn't like 95% of New South Wales vaccinated? Like majority wins.
So. Yeah. I think one other thing, actually, this is kind of like a tip of the week, but when on the Sunday before I left, we went out for a lovely brekkie at Bandwagon, which is actually a place I've been before. But mate, I had one of the nicest brekkies I've ever had in my life. It was like a tomato and onion brekkie, which I know you wouldn't like, and it doesn't sound that good. And even when it came out, it didn't look that good, but fuck, it was one of the nicest brekkies I've eaten in so long.
You know what?
Exceptional.
Sometimes looks can be deceiving. I remember once I can't remember where, but I ordered like savory mince on toast. I think I was a bit hungover. I don't know why I ordered savory mince, and it came out with like a fried egg. And when I like looked at it, I was like, what the fuck have I done here? Anyway, hooked in, got into my work, and it was fucking so good. I just wish I could remember where I got it from now.
Even when I ordered this, I was like, oh, I don't even know if that's what I feel like. Like normally I don't like tomato and onion just fully cooked up together because I don't really like cooked tomato that much. But anyway, it came out again and I was still like, but it was amazing. Like I was like full, but I was just like, nah, I'm not stopping. This is outrageously good. And then like house-made hash brown or like rosti or bee's knees.
Where was this at?
Bandwagon in Port.
I will be in Port Macquarie in January, the week after the Ashes. I will try and suss it out. Also,
is
Dave,
it Bandwagon?
I will probably forget, but you can remind me when I'm there.
I'll remind you. Mate, great feed. Great little place feed. Too. It was really cute.
Shout out Bandwagon. Thanks for keeping Petey fed. And like we said, guys, that's another tip. Looks can be deceiving. Don't judge a book by its cover. You can take anything from this podcast. Don't judge a book by its cover.
Also, we should just mention before we leave, we both wore the same lids today.
Yeah, and that was unintentional. I did
It was
buy this hat
unintentional.
because Peter always looks mad in hers. So I was like, I want to look mad. They didn't have
It's a great
Peter's
hat.
color.
One of the
Great hat.
comfiest hats I've ever worn, if I'm honest.
I think this hat is so, like, other than my bloke hat, I love this hat.
Oh, I like the bloke hat too.
And it doesn't like, I don't really want to get my ears out, but it doesn't like, yeah, it just sort of like sits nice and snug. Doesn't like fold over your ears at all.
No, it's a great hat.
I cannot stand hats that come over your ears.
I know.
Ears are not designed to be pinned back or pushed out.
No, they just need to be able to sit where they want to sit.
Yeah. So shout out to Thrills for making one of the best, comfortable, sexy hats known to man. And yeah, I don't know. I don't really have much else to say.
I think that's it for me.
Yeah. So good luck today. Thank you guys for listening. If you've made it this far, congratulations on your placement finishing, and hopefully we are back in each other's presence next week. For
everyone,
41.
Tune in for that.
And till then, fucking peace out, bruh. Ooh, wait, I almost left the meeting.